Welcome to Mystically Me. This is a place to connect if you are curious about spiritual things or you would like to connect more to your intuition, your higher self, just connect more to who you really are. This is the place for you. I'm so glad you're here. I hope everyone's been having a beautiful week. Let's jump in to hear what the cards have to say, what messages want to come through for all of you amazing people listening right now. Um, as always, thank you so much. As this channel's getting up and going, I appreciate all your support and for the fact that you're here. Thank you. We are going to start with the inner child cards because, as you know, I definitely come from a place of thinking where, we all have an inner child, a little kid inside of us who's a little mad about something or a little sad about something, and that's okay. Okay. Oh, the wizard. That is one of the major arcana cards. Um, the nine of hearts. Oh, that's a beautiful card. The nine of hearts in this inner child deck and also the typical tarot deck usually indicates like a award, not an award, sorry, like a beautiful abundance coming your way, like fruits of your labor. You have put all this effort and you are getting something amazing in the outturn. Oh, all right. And child of hearts. Oh, so hearts, they align with the water element and often have to do with our feelings and love and things like that. So, okay, let's see here. So, what's coming through with this? The wizard in typical tarot deck, it's like the hermit. So, and this theme has been coming up. So, this is definitely for a group of you out there. You have been taking that time doing the inner work, and it maybe not mean it doesn't necessarily mean you've been locked away all alone like a hermit, which is the typical card for this in the tarot, the traditional tarot deck. Sorry. So on this card is this card's more like, oh my gosh, what is it? Lord of the Rings. Gandalf. This card's more likened to Gandalf in that. So you have been doing some inner work, coming like to the realization, figuring out there's some more to life. There's not, I don't want to say secret because plenty of people know, but it's not just this 3D reality. And if you're listening to this, you've already felt this for a long time, or you are kind of like awakening to this inside of you, like, oh, this sounds a little crazy, but it really feels right. And honestly, that's what it was for me when I found my way to all this stuff, decades ago. People out there will still say, oh, that's so woo woo, or that, this or that. But I'm really lucky that my experience in sharing this part of myself with people has only ever really turned out well. Sure, some people think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I'm not really worried about that. So, anyway, you have been doing inner work, and this inner work has led to discovering, some bigger things. You might have had some real confirmation about your angels, guides, ancestors, that there's higher light beings helping you through everything. You might have finally, I always struggle with, your thoughts, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You create your reality with those things. And, from the time I heard that, there is a little kid inside of me very like stomping their foot, like, but that's not fair. I'm not creating this. I wouldn't have created this. But then just kind of stepping back, because there's some things that I feel are a little big for our brain, our, our brain, not like our collective mind is hard to like fathom in this 3D world, especially if you've never been exposed to this stuff. Like I didn't know anything about tarot or oracle or spiritual stuff. My parents, we went to church when they felt like we needed to go and on some major holidays. And also I don't really feel like I'm not trying to take the spiritual out of religion, even though I feel a lot of religions have done that. The thing with spiritual path, I feel, is like it doesn't take finding your higher self or making that higher connection with the divine, something that has to happen through a church. It's not impossible. It's something that you can find in yourself. Um, and just for whoever's listening, this message right now, like, you have had some beautiful things in the card. There's kind of like someone in a cloak and they're carrying like a beautiful ball of glowing light. So either you have seen some bigger light in the universe, like something has awakened for you there, or within yourself, you have maybe come to the realization how magical and amazing you are. Maybe been, I feel for someone, you've been in researching manifestation and working on trying to change some things in your life and actually saw like a very positive result. So don't doubt the fact that you had something to do with that, okay? You've got to, when you start seeing the signs, you've got to believe them. So, anyway, so through all of this like growth and finding yourself, you are in a beautiful overflow. So this card is a beautiful mermaid at a waterfall holding a big chalice, and the chalice is being filled by the waterfall, and there are 9 winged hearts just flying in a rainbow. It's so beautiful. I mean, I love rainbows. So this finding of self, this seeking, this time you've taken has led you to this. And it might not be, I know a lot of us, when we think abundance or like, getting something, we're like, oh, wealth, presents. This could be very much be like a waterfall of self. Like you have stepped into the beautiful waterfall of your spirit, and life just looks a little bit more sparkly. Um, and that's what this is. I'm not saying you find your spiritual self, you get more aligned with your higher self, you never have real life problems. Um, but you you look at them a different way, and you're much more equipped inside to handle things, I feel, just knowing that it's not just you handling it. And this can be for people, some people have giant families. You might be someone who has, you live in a home with a lot of hustle and bustle. You can still feel alone and all that. Just because there's a lot of people doesn't take away aloneness. Especially when you feel different than everyone you're around, like the black sheep, the oddball. um, no one in my growing up life was into this spiritual stuff. And even in the world, the only family I technically have now, which is the family I married into, they don't believe in any of this stuff either. So, sometimes I understand that. Sometimes, you feel kind of like on an island of your own. So that's why I hope this place grows as a community where we don't have to feel alone and you don't have to feel alone. And just remember, any questions, I want this to be a place where you can ask questions that maybe you're too nervous to ask, like walking into a cool metaphysical store with all the cool people and all the cards and stuff. You can ask me. I will help as much as I can. Okay. Anyway, so you've done the work, you've had some realizations, wonderful things are happening. And so the Child of Hearts card has to do with Goldilocks. That story of Goldilocks, if you're familiar with it, I feel like many people are. So, the whole, well, first of all, she kind of breaks into someone's house, but she's trying to figure out what's right, and that's the thing. We're talking, oh my gosh, I didn't even see it. As we're talking about all the different people in a house, there can be people who want it very hot, like want their porridge very hot, people who want it cold, and people who want it right in the middle. Just being surrounded by people doesn't necessarily mean that you are feeling connected. So please find connection here and know you have a home and a place here. For all of your weird and all of your crazy, you are welcome. Okay. So the child like Goldilocks. So now that you have had these like pretty realizations, don't forget one of the things that I feel so many adults forget, even when they are on a spiritual path or they are aligned, is the sense of play and that childlike curiosity, innocence, wonder, because that's what discovering this world of spirituality is. It's like to me, well, this is my opinion, of course, it's like a magical just treasure map of figuring out who you are, and then figuring out how to make all those dreams that you had at one point in life, probably when you were a kid, and got told, oh, dreams don't pay bills, that's stupid, blah blah blah, have a chance to get to become the you always knew you could be back when you were really small, and everyone told you you had no idea that you would know what you really could be, because you did. So also, one thing about the child, one thing about this whole Goldilocks card is, since Goldilocks was a surprise visitor, um, you might have a surprise visitor coming soon. So just whoever this part is for right now, stop taking yourself so seriously. All right, try to have some fun, be silly. I don't know what that looks like for you. One way to be really silly is to stop and run through some sprinklers, or I don't know, I love water balloon stuff, fights. That was why I worked with kids so long, because they're fun. So, just forever, this part of the reading has been for. And remember, you have to use your intuition. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like me. This sounds like me, and then I say something that doesn't. You take what you need, because these messages do come through for a lot of different people. there are a lot of souls out there wanting to connect, and so many angels and guides trying to come through for them. So just keep that in mind. If you feel it in your soul, like deep within you, that's for me, you know. And then what's not there, leave it for someone else. Okay, ooh, that was beautiful. I'm not sorry. I'm so excited for whoever those were coming through for. Also, I wanted to bring up, just because I feel that I'm not the only one. The last few days, I feel I've kind of been like a roller coaster of emotions. A really high place, and maybe this is for that person who's coming through those breakthroughs. Like, you're like, yes, look, I did this, and I connected, and I saw the signs, and I followed the guidance, and I manifested this, and then you try again, and it doesn't happen. Or I don't know. I've been just curious if anyone out there has been feeling this like up and down of the energy, like such a confidence and power in myself, and then kind of falling into like old thinking. So if so, please drop a comment say something, just so I kind of know that I'm not the only one. But if not, that's okay. Just putting it out there because I felt like someone needed to hear that. Let me get some water if you hear my ice. So in that ice documentary I was telling you I read about, or not ice, sorry, water documentary, I realized if you're in the United States in this day and age, that could have a whole other connotation. So anyway, I've been talking through a lot of these videos about the study about how water holds emotions, and giving you information about that. So in this documentary, it was talking about how it's really interesting when ice melts. um, that is a stage that it goes through from frozen ice into back into liquid water, that somehow erases all, I guess, being frozen, kind of those whatever imprints the water was holding are gone, and then it's like fresh water to re-imprint. And I've just been thinking a lot about that because I love ice. I'm not one of those room temperature water people. If you are, I hear it's better for your body, so good job you. I why would I drink something that is not ice cold? So random tangent with my ADHD. Let's jump into the sacred geometry cards, bring it back in. I know. Did anyone research or check out any of that water stuff? It's pretty interesting. And I have been saying the nicest things to all water that I drink or get in or anything since seeing it, just because why not take every possible chance I can get to create the life that I'm dreaming of? Okay. Oh, nice. I actually got this card yesterday when I was pulling cards for myself. So sorry, I guess I should tell you, right? So I'm just sitting here. Okay, so we've got card 64, which is the last card of the Sacred Geometry deck, actually. Love and Power. And then what came up after that was Echoes of One, number 9, which I believe has come up before because it has the man and woman, and then there's Vesca Pisces, one of my favorite symbols, at the top and bottom. And then there's a man and woman who kind of, it's like the upper body of each, and they're joined in the middle, and he's facing down and she's facing up. Anyway, so we've got the Echoes of One, and then actually the first card from the deck, which really what's coming through right now is someone coming full circle. Um, and this could be connected to what we were just talking about, but um, give me just a second here. Let's see what's trying to come through. Okay, so for whoever this message is for, whatever collective this message is for, so for someone out there, you've had like a huge, let me see here. Like, I don't want to say a lesson, maybe an awakening. That seems like a better word. Awakening around something about love and power in your own life. Um, I don't know if it's the concept. Or for someone listening, I feel like you've just kind of had a major realization about something where you thought what was happening was love, but it was power. Um, this is not coming through as clear. Okay. So you've realized either like in a direct situation you're in, or just like a higher recognition of something, that something you for a very long time has thought was an act of love has been an act of power. And um it has kind of shocked you back into a place, like it's become a full circle moment because it's opened up something. And this seems very specific for who I'm talking to. You have like unlocked something in your mind and you just can't go back. And you just don't know what to do at this point right now because I don't know. Honestly, it feels like you're in a place where you don't know what to do with this. This might have just happened. And you are just not sure. So, um, it's relating to some relationship dynamics and kind of just ooh, it's just been a lot, but not bad. Like I don't feel a heaviness here. It feels like this full circle moments happened. You have recognized some relationship dynamics and something that you were, have been considered for most of your life an act of love, you've realized is an act of power. So, what your guides are trying to get through, what's trying to come through is you just need to sit with this for a little bit. And I'm not like saying, 5 minutes, this the time, time is time. We've talked about time. Um, like just sit with this. Um, I don't just don't act on something right now. All right. Because I feel like you're coming right now, you're in a place of like invalid, like valid, kind of like a betrayed, like a big betrayal. Not I don't know how to say this. This is coming through a little rough and I apologize for that. Like it's not like rocked your world where you're like, "Oh my god, this person I've been with forever, it's over and I can't believe it." Like you've had it's more of a like a deeper understanding of like, "Oh my gosh, my entire life I thought that when someone did this or when someone was doing this or acting this way, they were just loving me and really it's always been about having power over me." And that was big. So I hope whoever this message is for, you got it. And this is the thing. Don't worry. You know what you're going to do. You know what you need to do. But in this moment, you just need to sit with this. Mostly because I feel like if you go and interact with this person now or message them or anything, you're going to come off in a way that isn't doing you justice, if that makes sense. So just give yourself, I mean, it might be 10 minutes you need to give yourself, but whatever the time it is, you'll know when it's time. Um, and your higher guidance is like, no, make this very clear. You will know when the time is. Just right now, figure out a way to work through the energy you're having. If you're a runner, woohoo, good job for you. A gym person, also very good for you. Go do that. If you are a maybe I need a little bit of ice cream and to watch something funny, do that. This has been huge for your life, like a full circle moment. Those aren't small, and this is major, but you deserve yourself or to give yourself a little bit of space right now before stepping into that next part of this. But you have like I keep getting locked and loaded. I don't know why, because I mean, yeah, I don't have any guns. I so yeah, locked and loaded. You're ready, just give yourself a little bit of time before you do it. Um, okay, whew, yeah, that came through. So I hope that made sense to someone, and I apologize that it was a little what's the word? Mm. Even still, I'm struggling with my words. So maybe that is part of this message. Like you're upset, you're feeling it, you want to talk to someone, which is fine, and you will, but if your words are coming out like mine when you try to talk about it, just wait until you kind of get a little bit more clarity of thought. If you're willing, I would try a grounding exercise. And that's just one of the easiest ways is just to imagine from like however you're standing or sitting, growing out of the bottom of you are like tree roots, connecting you deeply into the earth. I always like to picture like light ribbons or light roots or whatever, red, because your root chakra at the bottom where you're sitting right there, the base of your spine is red, just to help me with grounding more. I mean, I've also worn red shoes and carried red rocks in my pocket just so I could ground because of my inability to stay connected to the earth. A lot of the times I'm always up in the ethers. So I feel like before we end this, definitely want the universe has your back card. It's really interesting. If you listen to the last video and I use these, I did a video the day after, I think it was, yeah, yesterday maybe, or maybe later that day, just for myself. I was checking in on some stuff, and the same exact cards came through. So I just think it's interesting. But I think it's also a sign that, like, you're not going through this alone. Like, there are a lot of people going through the same kind of challenges. I mean, obviously not the same exact circumstance, but there are a lot of people feeling it and going through it. So just try to connect back into that when you feel like you're all in this alone. Uh, and then, examine the messages for what's right for you. Cause I was like, oh, I gotta look at these. What was I saying in the video that I need to listen to myself? Cause that often happens. All right. So to end this, well, I was gonna say beautiful Wednesday. It's still beautiful. It's just not, the sun is behind clouds where I am, and I need the sun to be out. Okay, so the first card that jumped out just says hope is the conduit for miracles. It's interesting. I love this. And for that type of hope, I totally agree. But I've been kind of examining the word hope in other ways and how I've used it as I hope this will happen. I've kind of used it as a way to put control of things outside of myself, which on one level, yes, are, but on a completely different internal level, not at all. Um, and so hope is a beautiful concept, but I feel like it can also sometimes prevent people from action. Um, for me, I realized saying, "Oh, I hope this will happen." I thought I was just being in a very positive mindset, but it was setting it farther away in my future and like making it something I didn't have to do. Because if I didn't try, then I couldn't fail, and then I wouldn't have to own failing. So just is beautiful, but for someone out there, I feel like you might need to you might want to recognize or take a little time and looking at how you use hope, because maybe you're using it like me to stop you from doing something that you can do out of a little bit of fear. um, but also on the other like side of hope, everybody needs hope for certain things, and just having hope, especially I don't where you are in the world, sometimes you need to have hope for life events more. Okay, and here we go. So, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Okay, one more time. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So, I'm going to leave it there. If you were feeling either one of those wrap up messages, hope is the conduit for miracles. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Go ahead and put those in the comments to be witnessed. Let me see them, let other people see them. That helps solidify things, intentions in life when you let yourself be witnessed by others. So I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being a part of this, being here listening, especially as we're just in the first month of this all. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a beautiful day.